Hi folks, we said we'd have a go at Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, which was made famous by Judy Garland on Meet Me in St. Louis. We've got a repeated sequence throughout the song and some new chords as well. So because there's new chords, and to keep things simple, I'm going to do a really simple strumming pattern, and it's got to be one downstroke. That's all we're going to do. So it's going to be one downstroke for each chord. And the first section of the song, the first line, is G, E minor 7. Now E minor 7 is E minor, which you know and love, 2 fingers, and then you put the flat 7 on by putting your third finger on the second string at the 3rd fret on there, and that chord is E minor 7. Now you'll notice when you play G, if you play a 4-fingered G like I've taught you, your 3rd finger is already on the 2nd string and it doesn't move. So leave your 3rd finger where it is and just move those fingers to the E minor. So I'm leaving my 1st finger where it is, I'm leaving my 3rd finger where it is, I'm tucking my 2nd finger underneath and I'm taking my little finger off. So basically I'm just moving 2 fingers like that. So that's G to E minor 7 to A minor 7. Now A minor 7 is just A minor, but you take your 3rd finger off. So you've got an open 5th string, the 4th string you're holding down with your 2nd finger at the 2nd fret. The G 3rd string is open, the 2nd string you're holding down with your 1st finger at the 1st fret, and the 1st string is open. And D7 that we've covered before, you know, D7. Now that sequence comes up repeatedly throughout the song, and I would work on that first of all because it's basically 90% of the song. So once you've got that, you can play most of the song. So the 2nd line is the same chords again, and then you get the same chords again on the 3rd line, and then you get a turnaround at the end, which is B7, which you played before, you know B7, E minor, A7 and D7. So it's that same repeated chord sequence but just a turnaround at the end. And that leads us back to the G chord. And you've got the same repeated sequence again and again. This time turnaround is B7, E minor, G and G7. Now you might find changing from G to G7 a bit of a handful. One way of making it easier is to play the G with just 3 fingers, so you refinger it. So I've got my 2nd finger on the 5th string at the 2nd fret, my 3rd finger is on the 6th string at the 3rd fret, and my little finger is on the 1st string at the 1st fret. That's G. And to play G7, all you need to do is take your little finger off and put your 1st finger down on the 1st fret. And that note there, F, is the flat 7. So you got G. So that's one way of making it easy to play if you find changing from that to that too difficult. So G to G7, and then you've got the middle section, the bridge. We've got C major 7, so this is the once again, as in olden days, happy olden days with your bit. So C major 7 is just C major, and take your 1st finger off. So that's C major 7 to your favourite B minor, which I know you've all been practicing, so I don't need to talk about that. And then a new chord, B flat diminished. Ooh, we haven't done diminished chords. Now the way to play this, you put your first finger on the third string. No, you don't. I'm lying. You put your third finger on the fourth string at the second fret. You put your second finger on the second string at the second fret. Your third finger goes on the third string at the third fret, and your little finger goes on the first string at the third fret. So you got those two fingers down and those two fingers down, like that. So it's 4 notes together. I'll talk about diminished chords next time we meet. It's a passing chord. You wouldn't write a song all just on one diminished chord. What it does, it leads to another chord. So you get C major 7, B minor, B flat diminished, and it leads to the A minor 7, D7, and then the other new chord is G major 7. Now there's lots of different ways of playing G major 7, but the easiest way to play it is just with 2 fingers. Now you play G7, which had the flat 7 there, so we're going to play this note, which is the 7th. The 7th note of the major scale, which is one below the root, which is G there. So it's that note. G is the root of the chord, so I'm going to play the G with my third finger. So I've got my first finger at the first string at the second fret. I've got my third finger on the 6th string at the third fret, and allow your third finger to mute the 5th string. It'll fall across it probably. You've got the open middle strings, which is G major, on their own, and with the roots and the major 7, you get G major 7. Pretty chord. So that bridge section, it goes C major 7, B minor, B flat diminished, A minor 7, D7, and G major 7. It's very pretty. And then we get E minor, which you know and love, and then F sharp 7 and B minor. So we've got 2 bar chords. So F sharp 7 is like, as if we've got E7, which we play just with 2 fingers, and you've moved it up and you're playing a bar at the 2nd fret. So that note is F sharp. That's the root of the chord. So F sharp 7 to B minor. So your bar stays in place for both chords, F sharp 7 and B minor 7. You could play F sharp 7 and B minor 7. So all you're doing is moving those 2 fingers down to the next set of strings. So it sounds like this. Or you can play F sharp 7 and B minor, whichever you find the most comfortable. Both work. So E minor, F sharp 7, B minor 7, and then E7, which is just 2 fingers. I've got my first finger on the 3rd string at the 1st fret, and I've got my second finger on the 5th string at the 2nd fret. That's E7. And then you've got D7, which you know well, A7, A minor 7, and D7, which is basically a turnaround leading us back to the G chord. So if you listen, it goes back to the G, back home. And it's the same sequence that we started with, E minor 7, A minor 7 and D7, same again, same again, and then the turnaround B7, E minor, G, and G7. So you can do that trick of refingering, so you play your G like that and your G7 if you find that hard to play. And then the last line is C major 7, A minor 7, D7 and G. And then the outro is just that repeated chord sequence. Ending on G major. Or if you want to sound jazzy, you could end on G major 7. So it sounds like this. And that's the whole thing. So we'll have a go at that at the next session. See you then. Bye.